All right, boys and girls. I think we're getting back into it. We're gonna do some streaming. We're gonna do a little bit of some panel hopping. We're gonna jump around. We're gonna make a little content. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of big things coming. So let's get to it. Let's see what we got going on. You know, the panelists. What do we have available? We got Hope Panel Chaos. Let's see what Speakeasy's talking about over here. Let's get it here. I know what I'm selling it.
Like their immigration policy is crazy. You have to like put in millions of dollars just to move there. But once you move there, there's no taxes, which is great.
Baby.
Like, should we be criticizing Monaco's immigration policy?
If it's stricter than the United States, how could you? How really could you criticize it?
So, I mean, as a country, are we not allowed to say, if you're going to have value, come in? Mr. Nye said it. He agrees. 100%.
Yep.
I didn't hear a word you said.
simple.
Somebody else was talking, Vibe. Can you say it again?
It's very simple. We want every person in the whole world to migrate to the United States if they have value that they will give to our society. If not, you stay in your country until you figure out how to provide a value, and then you come to your country. Matter of fact, I'll just give you guys a personal story. When I was 19, I did the Eurail pass through Europe, and I fell in love with Switzerland. And I decided I wanted to stay in Switzerland. So I went to their government and I said, you know what? I want to get citizenship here, and I want to start working here because I love your country. You know what they said? Hit the road. You don't have a degree. You don't have education. You're an idiot. We're not bringing you into this country. They kicked me out. They said, no, we're not going to do it. I went back to the United States and I got a college degree. You know, this actually, we're not the only ones that say, hey, you have to have value to come into our country. What's that, Effigy?
You can't compare like pluralistic nations like us or even the UK with direct ethno states. Like they have different values, they have different priorities.
And isn't that a good thing?
I think so.
I mean, sure. Like if they want to make their state like that, and it's always been like that, I have no problem with that. You know.
Yes.
You know,
right. And our state is not as critical as Switzerland.
You guys,
it's harder to immigrate to Switzerland than it is the United States.
Do you know what a good thing would be?
Yes.
Sending in $10 to boot somebody's ass off this and getting Gibbs up here, that would be fucking amazing. But also, chat, you owe 9 more on the donut goal. You got 16 minutes to do it. I suggest you don't fuck around and find out. Otherwise, we'll do a grift break here shortly. That was all over on your end.
And on this one, Endeavor lost his wife this last week.
Yes.
And apparently we said her name.
Please.
We're all with you, Endeavor.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's sad. We love you. We love you, Endeavor. I'm glad you're here with us.
All I know, Vibe, is the United States has the most lax immigration laws, right? Oh, well, I don't want to say laxed. I want to say, I don't know what the right word to use there.
Appreciative, I would use in that sense. Yeah, it's an appreciative system. We have due process for it, and we really do care when people come here legally. We're very willing. It's like any type of charity in the United States. You find charity here, people love doing for people. But if you take advantage of that charity, bro, you are such a scumbag.
Wait, really quick, do you guys agree that asylum is a legal process and therefore legal immigration? And you guys have been demonizing those people since?
Yes.
Who's you
pandemic?
guys?
I agree. I agree that asylum is a legal process, but not for everybody that comes across the border. That is where the asylum process
to determine
is
whether or not they qualify. Right? You get that?
Right.
Yeah. So
you don't just come to the border and automatically get like, you know, here's your $1,000, go live in this free apartment. You have to go through a process.
It is kind of supposed to work like that, Effigy. It is actually they're supposed to go to a port of entry. Yes, that's exactly how it's supposed to work. What are you talking about?
Well, no,
they're not supposed to go to fucking Missouri.
Well, you guys, I think it's pretty simple, right? So we have to have a control. We have to have a control.
Don't do so through the border.
Bro, if I come to a different country, right? Where's the first place that I hit inside of that country? There's a fucking border. What are you talking about?
I would actually say, Clay, that I mean, I'm going to kind of side with Effigy on this, in that I believe that if there, and it's happened in the past, right? If we look at like Germany in World War II, we were bringing scientists over here that were asking for asylum. They didn't have to cross the border. They were able to request it and come, right? Because they had value. Now that's high value. Obviously, I think there's value in, just
But they're not-
menial
they're not-
jobs.
they're
And
not
if you don't have the ability, I think the United States should have some sort of system where people, if they're all the way on the other side of the world, they don't have to like fly in planes and cross over illegally to get asylum. Like there should be some sort of
But
request
they're
system,
not.
Yeah, but
right?
would you agree that's what's happening?
But hold on. Before
Would
do
you
that,
hire a Nazi
They're not-
doctor?
they're not-
Hang on, if he was good.
No,
would
they're
you
not-
hire
hold on,
Joseph
hold on.
Mengele?
I have to
We
ask-
hired Nazi aerospace developers to make rockets.
Yeah,
Why
I was about
don't-
to say I wouldn't, but yes, our country has. So I'm not going to answer that question.
Why did we do that?
We went all the way
To overcome the Russians in the Cold War. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple. Pretty
But
simple.
Mike, they don't.
Either
don't
that
get
country has them or
asylum.
we have them.
They don't get asylum within the country, though, right? They get it either at the border or in a different country, right? They don't
Correct.
actually go to like Missouri before they get asylum.
Correct.
We are
Yeah,
supposed
so
to,
I can lay this.
per UN law,
I can lay this
we're
whole
supposed
thing out
to
in under
process asylum
under.
claims inside the territory.
I can lay this out under a minute, right? I don't hate immigrants. I just don't like it when it's illegal. However, I understand why some illegals come in when they actually probably should have some sort of legal direction to go in, right? And I think our country is very bad at actually politics and organization when it comes to figuring this stuff out. I don't want people just crossing because our system's bad. I want to improve our system so that they stop crossing because our system's bad.
What constitutes an illegal immigrant to you?
When
You
cross
come
the border,
over the border without permission. Very
Without-
simple.
But once you're over the border, don't you have some
Then we
legal
kick
right?
you out.
Then you've
Technically, no.
committed a
Yeah,
crime. at
don't
that
they have
point.
some?
You should
like,
not.
'cause in
You
the
should not
UK,
have.
yeah, but you
Okay,
should
Mr.
not
Nice, if
always
I came
do
across
that.
to the UK
He's correct.
and I
They
came
have
in there
suspended
illegally without a
constitution-
passport and all that, what would
For
happen?
a second.
Yeah,
They
but
actually
in
have
the
Clay will
UK,
agree
like
with
under
me.
international
Mr.
law,
Nice,
Shut the fuck up. Clay will agree with me. They have suspended constitutional order at the borders, which is why they're able to catch you and push you out.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no.
You know
Okay,
that.
Mr.
you-
Nice, I
You know
renew
that.
my question. If I
border.
came across the border
Yes, on
into,
what you're saying.
it's different
into-
in the
I
UK.
came into England without a passport, without
Yeah.
permission, what would happen? I don't give a
Right.
fuck about your international law. I'm
Well-
talking about what
you
would
have-
fucking happen.
Right, well, you have to because we adhere and we were the main signatories of that international law that says if you arrive on our shores, whether you came over here illegally with by people smugglers or not, once you arrive on UK shores, then we have to process you and accept you as an asylum seeker.
There's a process.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
a process, and
Yeah.
if you do not qualify, you're sent back.
Yes,
wanna-
but the majority of people. Hang on a minute. The
Okay.
majority of people that claim these are all illegal. Yeah, the majority of them, like 70%, are granted asylum. So, like, they're going off the 30%. You know what I'm saying?
But wait a minute.
That might
Wait a
be
minute.
why your
There's
country
still a
is going down the
process.
tubes.
There's
Yeah,
still
they
a
get
process.
processed, and then the majority of them are granted
I'm-
legal
I'm
asylum.
assuming. Hold on. I'm assuming this is get rid of Mr. Nasty.
Mr. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming that.
I
Okay.
dunno, man.
All right, Mr. Nice, you're going to the back.
Me?
Kraut was next in line. Gibbs is up after that, then Jody, and then back to Mr. Nice if he's still around. Shout out to Endeavor. Also, this is a great time to remind everyone about our wonderful Griff break. So over on my side, you have 1 out of 10 donos in. And that is absolutely despicable. This show does not keep going if you do not keep submitting. So we're going to take a little bit of a Griff break. Does Mr. Spike have something to say?
I am still in the middle of unpacking, so I've not found Spike yet. But
This Moroccan
Spike
shit
is
is
in all
wild.
of our hearts, regardless.
Wild.
It takes money to run a show like this. It takes money for Sarah to run around this entire country, hosting panels and letting people fucking shoot the shit IRL and online. So if you find it in you to just open up your wallets, look, Spike is going to be very happy if you open up your wallets and donate to Sarah's panel.
Yes, and Millennial Mike sends in the big 5, says time for the grift break. Yes, they have to be 10s to hit the dono goal, though. The green is sufficient for me to acknowledge it, but it's not enough to make the dono go. So if you want to be like Millennial Mike times 2, there you go. Clay, what do you have to say to the fine people?
Only you can make Sarah a happy girl. This is $10 at a time. Boom, 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 boom. And we've only got 9 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Make Sarah a happy girl, please.
9 people in the chat can make me a happy girl right now, right, Tiberius? You're really good at this, actually. I like it when you do this.
Don't overly do me. I've been
overly
going.
Do you like a turkey? Bing.
I've been going at this for too long. Let me snap back into what I wanted to say. I haven't got a chance to talk today, but maybe I can earn my spot with the promo. Welcome to the Raging Tomatoes Show, hosted live. We definitely need your support. We definitely need your financial contributions, as your good friend Bernie Sanders would like to say. But yeah, we screen coast to coast. And while it may be getting a little late for us here on the East Coast, we know you West Coasters with your big money can definitely show up and throw in to extend the show, because you haven't heard me talk. You haven't heard Gibbs talk, and I know you want to. So yeah, definitely support the show in the ways that you can. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. He's got just such a lovely promo. He should just do all of my promos. Vibe, Mr. Awesome.
Okay, yeah. So guess I got to do the sunglasses, right? So my wife's neighbor, or my neighbor's wife, sunbathes nude in the backyard.
Ooh.
Her husband doesn't like it at all.
You
But
can't figure out why.
personally, I'm sitting on the fence. So
Nice.
if you like that, you got to give some money. If you don't like it, give some more money to kick me. That's all I got.
Cheers to hot naked babes. Crow, what do say you, sir?
Can I grip last? I'm actually doing something right now.
All right.
I'm in the middle of something.
We'll move on to Ant. Ant, what say you, sir?
Well, since we do not have Spike, let me tell you about the Paratheo Animysticoid of Aries Esoteric. You can be a pope for a simple and small donation to Sarah the Raging Tomato. I'll tell you where you can download a pope card of your very own. I mean, you probably do it anyways, but this just makes it official.
What's a pope card?
Everybody's a pope in our organization.
Is that like a pooping card?
Pooping card?
No, pope, not pooping. Gross.
Okay.
Pope the poop? Poop the pope? Spin, what say you?
I would really like to get back to the soft, self-despising sheep shagger. You got to extend the fucking show, okay?
Yeah, he's
We
still
got
got
to
the
figure out
big-
whether he's Welsh first.
I don't give a fuck if he's Welsh or fucking from
That's what
Greenland.
makes the sheep shagging joke land, by the way. There you go.
All I'm
Just take it
saying
out.
is we need to extend the show and pay that tomato tax. I paid it up front. That's how we got here.
Mr. Balderson. You're muted.
Rookie.
Amateur.
Rookie status. Officially, the Raging Tomato has hit 17,000, and we cannot let such a celebration as that let her down. We want to keep the shit show going, although we would like to keep it going with less people over talking each other, you fucks.
Yeah, you fucks. All right. And effigy, Mr. Sexy Voice. Oh, who's that?
It's me, Jason Statham.
Oh.
Like me, the Raging Tomato kicks ass. So you should keep the show going.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Jason Statham. All right, crowd, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, money make the world go round. That's what I was doing. ChatGPT rocks. Yeah, send the donos and subscribe to Sarah for that. I don't know what it's called. It's like the monthly thing. It's like $2 or $3 a month. I'm subscribed to her. I'm subscribed to Ben as well. Yeah, just make donate. Yeah, that's really all I got.
You did all of that just to make a picture. And Anunnaki sends in the Big Ten, says, can we just replace Ant that doesn't talk much with Gibbs? Gibbs, your time's going to be worthless here because they got 3.5 minutes. Tell them what the fuck they need to do.
Hey, listen, I've been
You're
high on
muted. God damn it, you fucking rookies.
Hey, listen, y'all bringing me unannounced. I'm just popping in. All I hear is my name. Listen, it's crazy times for me. I've been high on the copium of the Democrats all day. Listen, give out that money now, because I'm ready to hear some more weeping in the gnashing of teeth from some people. So, money, please.
Money me now. We are currently sitting 2 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. You have 8 more in less than 3 minutes to get it in. Backstage, I do have, I've got Jody, Mr. Nice, Ant, and Hooves. Hooves has been on someone else's show, right? He's safe. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
Yes.
So we got a full backstage going on, and I would hate to see this go to waste. Now, those 2 donos that have come in will be wasted because if we don't complete that dono goal in the 2 minutes that you have, then we move into one big fat red dono goal mode, where you have to send one big fat red dono and you only have 15 minutes to do it, or else I just shut down and go to bed. Now, I got a bunch of shit that I need to catch up on. Oh, I am freezing hard.
I was just going to say you're lagging really bad.
Yeah, that's all right. I got a bunch of shit I can catch up on, a bunch of shit I need to do. Or I can stay and play with you all fine people. I'm happy to go either way, but it's up to you. All right, back to the conversation, although it might not last long. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you motherfuckers don't like it when I swear, so fucking send in some donos so I can clean up my swears.
Mm-hmm.
And how much is going into the cuss jar tonight, Vibe?
I've got goosebumps right now.
I know, going to one of these debate cons, which I'm planning on showing up in Vegas soon. I am definitely planning on wearing a Ned Flanders sweater and showing up and saying like toodly-doo. Very excited about that.
Either that or
you got to get that on fucking. You got to get that on camera.
Either that or you take steroids beforehand and just go there jacked.
What's skiddly do? I heard we're talking about sheep fucking or something. Is that what's going on over here?
Hold on. Let's do it. Let's do a muscle check. Show us.
I said I'm already. Oh wait, jacked. Like, I'm 54 and I'm kicking and I'm strong.
The jury is out for deliberations.
Too much
Gibbs, go ahead.
That's all right.
Take us.
Oh yeah, I mean, I heard that we're talking about sheep fucking or something. What's going on here?
We're trying. We need to figure out whether we need to figure out whether Mr. Nice is Welsh. Okay.
So Gibbs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gibbs. Just to let you know about the sheep fucking. What you need to do?
No, I don't want to eat haggis.
Grab their back legs and put the front of their body in a lake. That way they don't kick.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, not that I would
That
know,
was
but I've never had a problem wrangling no fucking animals. So I'll tell you that.
Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Vibe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gibbs, what I called that fucking idiot was
You never hunted a wildebeest? What are you talking about?
despising sheep shagger. That's exactly
This
what I
only
called.
works if he's Welsh, by the way. Just letting you know. You need to establish that he's Welsh.
Never mind. I won't even explain the joke I was making. I listen. The immigration crisis is like really showing that it's a worldwide issue, right? It's a culture issue. It's a worldwide problem. Spain's had this problem. It's all your effigy.
Spain is not having this problem yet.
Sure. Listen, you can argue that, but the effigy made this comment earlier.
I'm not only going to try to argue
that, one race
migrant
country.
crisis in Spain is going on.
Oh yeah, the migrant crisis in Spain. How about the one that's
what migrant crisis in Spain is going on right now?
Yeah, the one where 57 people died like in the last week or so.
Yeah, that wasn't a migration crisis. That was a bunch of
people.
That was a bunch of people like going into. It was a small city in Spain, like temporarily.
And so would that be? And they moved
They got
from
fucked
one
over- yeah,
location.
they got fucked over by Morocco and misinformation.
Oh, they got.
This wasn't them
And
permanently
so they
migrating.
moved.
So
And they
nice try,
moved from
Gibbs.
one.
Nice try, Gibbs, but
Hold
this
on.
isn't going to work.
I'm just asking a couple questions. Did they move from one location to another?
Migration doesn't just involve moving
that-
from
is that
one
what- is that- did they
location
want
to another.
those?
It's also
Yeah,
about
it was though,
establishing
right?
Some sort of at least
Ah.
like semi-permanent to permanent.
Yeah, like, and how long is a semi-permanent structure? Like, do you have?
Dude, are you drunk?
No, I'm just
Okay.
asking questions. I mean, I
No,
don't
no,
have
no.
to say
No,
anything.
dude, come on, Bones. It would have been-
Ask
so
him to
the
be
the
drunk.
topic would be, it would just
I
be
just,
like,
yeah, I mean, you
it would be at
immediately
least,
started,
like, I
you
don't know,
immediately
some-
started talking
some-
over me mid my point, but
Not
that's
just-
okay.
it's not-
I mean,
not
yeah,
just
sure, I'm the
whether,
drunk
like,
one.
establishing some type of like
Okay,
domicile,
yeah,
or
keep
whether
going.
they're like intending to live there for a period.
Are you like trying to be dominant over each other now?
I was making a point.
Wouldn't you say that there is a mass migration from Morocco to
trying to figure that out right now.
No, there's not mass migration.
The point is, I was trying to like let it like go, but we're seeing this as a worldwide issue with culture crashes in the UK. We're seeing this way we're having it here in America. We're seeing it happen all over the world. We're seeing it happen in Africa, and it's clear that there's these countries are fed up with taking new people in, like and ruining their culture. This is a across the world issue. I mean, are you saying that's not
completely
happening?
mistaken about the situation.
No,
I really
I don't think I'm mistaken at all. Yeah, I think you should
Yes,
maybe
you
read
are
up on
incredibly
this.
mistaken.
Yeah, I'm
You're
incredibly mistaken.
mistaken. The fact that you
stats.
didn't
You have no
know
stats.
the specific scenario going on there. just
Yeah,
tells
the
me that
specific scenario. What
That's
is the
fine.
specific scenario? They group of people.
Yeah, the scenario
moving across
is
borders,
Morocco,
and they got killed because they were migrating in a
come here
illegal
for the start of
manner.
the panel, so I know
Oh,
why.
is that-
Like, you don't
okay.
understand this. So
Oh, I
I'm
would
gonna
give
just-
it
I'm
start.
just
That's
gonna
true.
pair
Yeah, I don't know
what,
anything on this issue.
what
Though.
FG
I would
said
talk about
at the start
immigration
here.
like every
Basically,
other day.
Algeria,
Yeah, you're right.
Spain, they all had like a little.
Got it.
They had a little sit down, and basically Morocco wanted to get some type of land
Did they?
recognition from Algeria as
Oh,
a result
really?
of Spain talking to Algeria.
Mm.
They didn't get that. Morocco instead, what they did was they laxed, or rather, in response to what Spain and Algeria did, they laxed their immigration
Wow.
laws temporarily, and then a bunch of people online started saying that there was going to
Mhm.
be like a little party in this small like island or small city
Sure.
in Spain. With celebrities and shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is all well and good.
And a lot of these people,
40 to
by the way,
60,000 people migrate all of a sudden.
mostly
this
men.
amount.
By the way, mostly men,
Mostly men.
young men.
A large,
yes,
a large,
mostly
like,
going there, and most of them, by the
military-aged
way,
group of
expelled.
people.
By the way, most of them
Got it.
already expelled.
Got
Of the
it. But it wasn't
69,000 that
large.
were there,
Oh,
only
60,000.
5,000 of them
Oh.
at most remain.
Oh,
And,
but
that's
there
gonna
was
be
a
dwindling
60,000
day by
group of
day. This is
people
as of August
of
3rd,
military-aged
as of today.
individuals
So I know
migrated
why,
a large
I know you're
large
trying
thing.
to talk over me, but that's fine.
You've
So
been
based
talking the
off
last
of this,
10
this
minutes.
isn't a migration
All right, I'll just
crisis. Most people have already left.
And when you're-
This is just temporary tourism. That's what it is.
So, all right, I'm going to talk now. Okay, real simple.
Yeah. Hopefully
Listen.
you get some facts right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're looking at what 50 to 60,000 people migrated in a short period of time. Hold on, are you talking about
69,000
okay.
is the number,
All right.
so get that right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to help your position. now. I'm
Sure,
trying to help
whatever.
your
Doesn't really
position.
matter to
You
me.
clearly need it.
That doesn't really matter to me.
you need
Yeah,
it.
I clearly need it. Yeah, clearly.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I would argue any migration of people that over the number, I don't know, 10,000, would be qualified as a mass migration, right? So if like,
This
I don't
is a
know,
migration.
hold on, hypothetically, I'm talking. Hypothetically, if the town of Robstown
Hypothetically, you need
had
to,
a town of like I had like a crisis where 10,000 people suddenly were uprooted and moved to the town of Corpus Christi, that would be a mass migration event, and their neighbors. and it
here's
would
the-
cause
here's the
problems.
symmetry breaker. They didn't move.
So now all these things
They
you
didn't
just
move.
said,
They
all
just
these things
did.
you just said are irrelevant because the truth of the matter is,
Oh,
50 to
it is in fact
50 to
relevant because they just
60,000
visited.
people
I'm so sorry, Gibbs. You're going to have to try again.
in a short period of time. In a short period of time, and have military
You
aged
for- you
individuals.
forget the part
and
where they,
this
like,
is a
established, like, a
crisis,
settlement,
and it's caused
you
an
know,
issue
where they
there.
settle
And you're
into the
saying it's not a
country,
crisis,
you're gonna
and this is
forget
a
that when you
recurring
talk.
crisis
Go ahead.
worldwide
Go ahead.
for everybody that follows the news. We've seen this over and over again. The UK is having this issue.
Wait, over and over again,
Morocco
where
and-
people
and
like
Spain are having this
temporarily
issue.
go
This
play
is-
it like
they've
another
had this
country for a
problem
little bit, and
with the
then go
Middle
back
East
to their
from
original
Syria
country.
after the war. This is a
Yeah,
mass
that's called
migration
a-
event
called a
has been
part of
occurring.
it.
Are you just denying that a mass migration event has been across
yeah,
happening
'cause it wasn't a
across
mass
the Middle East
migration event.
in
Yeah,
Europe lately?
absolutely.
Well, because of wars.
I'm
and
going to deny that it
Israel?
was a mass
Oh,
migration
so it
event
has.
in Spain.
How about the Great African War
I'm denying-
and
I'm
Second
denying-
Great
I'm
African War
denying
causing
specifically
mass
the one in
migration
Spain, so I
events
need you to keep
into
up,
Northern
okay?
Africa and
Hey,
into
Gibbs, I need you
Europe?
to keep
These
up
are
with
all
the
things that are
one in
happening.
Spain,
I'm
you know,
keeping up. You clearly
it's
don't.
like
I'm
Southern
naming
Europe,
multiple things
if you-
over a
like a little
period
bit
of
towards the southwest
years,
here, more
decades
towards the
that are
northeast,
leading to a
of Africa.
continual
Like
cause
around
by
that area, that's where
migration,
the whole
which is
situation
this
going.
is
So
a
you want to continue to
residual
talk and,
symptom
like, ramble
of
drunk
this.
and then
I mean,
that's
this.
up to you.
I mean, no, I'm talking now. You've been talking over me the whole time.
Tomato, fierce and red, juicy curves, fire.
This message is sponsored in part by.
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
Yeah, you are gay. Listen, the point I make is this is a recurring epidemic. This is a symptom of a much larger problem. Europe has been dealing with this for a long time now, and this is just one more example on America.
No, this is misunderstanding a specific issue, so you can try to make a point about your larger pet project issue. That's all this is.
Actually based.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
So
there's not multiple
outside of this one incident,
sure.
Who are the largest
That's not factually
immigrants
true.
into Spain? Which country immigrates into Spain the most?
I wonder which country that is.
I actually don't know this.
It's Morocco,
Oh,
and they have
what a surprise.
1 million. They have 1 million immigrants in Spain right now, right? So you take this little sub thing, right, of a few hundred people that happened. It's actually a part of a bigger problem where it's once again it's a bunch of people with other ideas and things happening coming into the country, right, that are a part of the country.
No,
So
this was a specific thing done by the Moroccan government, and then use social media to basically make it a party where a bunch of dudes who aren't even wearing shirts and shoes because they're at the fucking beach basically come into this town because they think a party is going to happen. They fuck shit up when they realize things don't, and then they leave. Like, what
This
are you
is
talking
what
about?
this is
was
what
not
I
a mass
might be able to
migration.
grant
Look
you.
at
No,
the fucking
hold on.
crowds. They are not
The number one immigrants from another country into Spain are Moroccans.
This is not a connective point. They share a fucking border. It's like saying that, you know,
Well,
the
they
number
don't share a
one
border.
immigrant in the US is Mexico or Canada. Yeah, they share a fucking border.
They've got the water there, so
It's not much different. Like, this is the Strait of Gibraltar. It's 7 miles wide. Like, this is
yeah, right. But once again, this would be like
Exactly, that's the
America
problem.
on a smaller scale, America and Mexico, right? So you've got 1 million Moroccans in Spain, and then you have this one-off, and this is where I might grant you something, Effigy, where they're using this one-off to go, hey, this is why we got to like crack down on the Moroccans coming in. Maybe that's what's happening there. Because I'm not part of Spain. I don't know.
There's
what
literally a
Morocco's
meme
borders
about
usually
straight to
for
jail
on
about this from a
Morocco's
famous
side.
movie. Like y'all just
Morocco
deny
has high border
abstract
security.
reality. Like unequivocating like reality. This is a
Morocco, like,
recurring problem.
historically has had
for
very
decades.
tight border security. They only do
Yeah,
this.
and it's a problem.
Like,
Yeah, you're making an example because this is a recurring problem.
Don't have
Like-
lax borders normally. Okay.
Vide, let me ask you a question. Why are the Moroccan people going into Spain? Is it convenience or is it about like different laws or whatever?
Yeah, I can't answer that because I've been to different countries, and there is our view from the United States, and then when you're there, it's like a totally different view. So I actually don't have the foresight to answer why they're going there because I'm not in that country and I'm not seeing what's happening. But
My assumption would be it would just be like coming from Morocco to the United States or Mexico to the United States. That would be my assumption.
I think that would be a bad assumption because I think the way things happen in Europe are different. It's just like being here, like I'm in the Philippines right now, and like the way everybody thinks of Duterte worldwide is totally different than what they think of them here locally. So I can't actually speak for the Spaniards. They may actually be totally okay. So this is a fact against Doom. The number one migrants to Spain is from Morocco. Now, whether Spain's
Why is
okay with
that
that or not, I don't know. I'm not a local to there.
Well,
Wait, why is that
I'm
a
just
point
saying
against
what would be your personal opinion? I'm sure you would probably agree somewhat with what I said.
No, I can't because I'm not part of their culture. I don't understand how they're interacting there. I haven't been keeping up with the news, and I don't trust the news. I trust the people on the streets and what they actually say. The guy in the pub, that's the guy who's like, yeah, I love them. I hate them. Get them out. The guy in the pub is always the truth teller, right? When you go to a country, it's never the news. It's never the media. And it's never how I, as an American, think the rest of the world should be running.
I understand.
Going to be a lot more different than other
Okay,
like
I understand
states in
your
Europe because
view.
of their
now.
history.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, so I just can't slap my American views because we have a Mexico, and I love the Mexicans, and I have no problem with them coming here when they're documented. Just to use the leftist term there, the more people we can bring in, the better. But their situation isn't necessarily the same as mine, and I can't slap my situation on another country. I have to actually be well versed. I have to know about that country's situation, and I can't just slap my country's view on another country.
I want to ask you, Vine, when it comes to the documentation process for the USA, like if we could actually just process everyone today, would you have a problem with that, or is there something about the way that we would actually document people that is like no holds bars?
Yeah, so I have to back up, but I'll try to back up quickly.
Sure.
I really do believe on a line of, I don't think there's undocumented and documented workers. I think you're either here illegally or legally.
Sure.
Now, we've allowed a lot of illegal people in for a long time, and that's a problem. We can't just kick them all out. We have to fix the problem. And then moving forward, so there's the backlog of what built up, and that's a problem that we have to solve one way. There's the problem of letting people in. That seems to be a problem that we kind of solved. However, I do believe that we need better processes and quicker processes for bringing people in quickly, even if you're not at the border. I think if you're not at the border, and we could actually help somebody in Southern America without having to travel to our border to try to cross illegally to get asylum, if we could help them in that country before even making the trek, maybe we'd have a better system. So one, I want to lock down the borders 100%. Two, I want to improve the immigration process to people that are poor, and put some sort of expedited process in our local facilities in every country, because we have one in every country. But yeah, I don't want undocumented. I want everybody documented.
Shout out to Endeavor with a big 20 over on Mr. Balderson's side. He says that my last drop of tomato juice. Keep it. What?
Keep it happy.
Happy.
Keep butt happy. Keep it butt happy.
Butt happy.
Keep your butt happy.
Thank you very much, Endeavor. We hope we're keeping you somewhat entertained.
So the reason I asked you, Vine, is
Entertainment goes away in 3 minutes.
True. Yeah, the reason I asked you, Vine, is it's depending on who I'm talking to, this conversation goes 1,000 different directions, because some people have an issue with the fact that it seems like we just let everybody in and we don't even like check the wall or check the door. There's other people. That's a problem. There's other people who feel like that we have a good criteria, but we just can't keep up, which is largely my personal opinion. Is just whenever we set the next court date, my friend who's an immigration attorney says they're setting dates for 2029 right now for hearings. Not sending hearings.
That was one of my parts. Was it's got to be speedy.
Yeah, it's the system's backlogged, but unfortunately, every system in America is backlogged. But I just wanted to see like where you were at, because I didn't know if you were the type that said, hey, look, not only is it too slow, but we need to be more strict, because the biggest conversation I want to ask anybody when it comes to immigration is how many people should we allow in the country? Like legally, just strictly legally. Should we allow anybody?
And I love that question, because we actually should know that math, right? We should be able to predict that math with basic like mathematics. It's going, if we go too many, this is going to be a problem. If we go too less, this is going to be a problem, right? There's math.
What kind of math?
Economic math, simple economic math. This is math that is doable.
I agree with you. As a bit of hold on a second. So I agree with him a bit as an autist, but the political part is that when I actually look at how this works, is that he's right. It's political math, because on one level, it's going to be, what do we want to do for the economy? We want to grow the economy, which means we need a little bit plus on bringing people in, but we want to do it, in a managed way. While other people are like, no, I don't want any people coming in right now, because we have a housing shortage of like 2 million units right now, which is one of the reasons why people believe that.
Let's look at, do we include the dirty math as well? The dirty math
we don't even know what good economics are.
Hold on, Gibbs. Because the dirty math is we have to let some illegals in because our minimum wage is too high. And if we don't let some illegals in, then all of a sudden our peach prices go up, and like the farmers are all of a sudden going to have to pay more wages, and we're have to increase prices. There is a little dirty secret here where some of the illegal immigration actually helps the legal businesses here. And this is the dirty math that people don't want to talk about. And whether the dirty math works or not, it is a part of the math.
I want to fight you on that.
Okay.
So many levels. Yeah, I don't like the dirty math. Having the rule of law when it comes to employment is super fucking important. And
I agree.
Honestly, my folks are in agriculture, but we don't do like pairs and fucking a lot of the things that manual labor will do. So I can't speak one-to-one, but almost every industry in ag that I've talked to over the last 5 years is like, dude, we're dying on prices. Prices need to go the fuck up. We can't remain competitive, and they actually want to pay their people more because this is an industry that is hyper uncompetitive on labor because you get inconsistent like workflows because you're only there seasonally. You are doing backbreaking fucking labor, and then on top of that, it's
so you're pro inflation,
huh?
So you're pro inflation just to get more a dollar out of a company? Is that what you're saying?
This is what I'm talking about right here. This,
Well, I would let everybody continue talking, but you fucking failed. All right. So let's go ahead and shout out to James for the jewels over there. Let's go ahead, and I feel kind enough to give you all your final thoughts instead of just turning on a video and ending this bitch. I should, though. It's my first night back. We just had 2 victories. We hit 16,000. We hit 17,000. And y'all have no fucking love to keep the show going. Fuck you. But I should just shut this bitch down. Effigy, your final thoughts to the panel, please.
Oh, thanks for having me as always. Really fun night. Great to see everybody after a little hiatus. I'm so sorry that Gibbs got here late and didn't miss the explanation that everyone else got, which is why they weren't chiming in. But if you go through and rewatch that VOD, Gibbs, you'll realize why you're wrong. Great arguing with everybody. A momentous night that me and Spin actually agreed on something. So mark your calendars. Like I said, we'll celebrate the anniversary next year. But yeah, y'all have a great night. Always good seeing y'all.
Thank you, Effigy. Clay, to you, please.
So yeah, because I wasn't here early, but I did understand exactly what Effigy's pointing out, which I think that a lot of people need to know what's going on before they start opening their mouths. These were not migrants. These were dumb kids crossing the border because the Moroccan government stepped aside over viral TikToks and bullshit and then told these people that there were events happening and all these other social media pushes. And then the Moroccan government stepped aside so that they could cross that 7-mile border so that they could get back at the Spanish government because they're at a little bit of a dispute. That's what really happened, not migration. You are a cook.
All right, Tiberius, that's a hard follow. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't speak to this particular event that happened in Spain because I didn't get the memo. But I'm a bit of a geopol guy, and immigration is very complicated. I don't think that there's any like one-term solution depending on what your country is. Japan is not Spain, and Spain is not the USA. That's different issues, different things going on. So immigration may be for you, but not for everybody. My general opinion is that it's usually a short-term loss for a long-term game. You have to assimilate these people. If you do, it's great, but if you don't, you're fucked. And so it's something that you have to be very careful of. Outside of that, if you guys want to pick my brain on that, thanks for having me on the show. Wish I could have been here more, but you know how it is. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to message me, PM me, do all the stuff. Great to be here.
Thank you, Tiberius. Vibe to you, sir.
Yeah, I find this. I always talk about the micro. Like we always have a micro discussion, like borders, and just like Tiberius said, it depends on the country, and each country is different. Spin City wanted to say, well, You want to equate it from Mexico to the United States? Let's equate it there. You can't do that. That's just not how it works, right? Every country is different. Every country has different needs. Every culture where the immigration is happening is different. But because we're always talking about the micro, whether we think it's good or not, we forget the macro, and the macro can change. And I'd love to talk to Tiberius about this, do a one-on-one. Maybe we can sort some of this shit out. Because in a sense, if like we started bringing more in, I feel like on the macro, we have to start doing something about our labor costs, because he was talking about labor. Labor is expensive. Well, labor is expensive here, but if you go to a third world country, property is cheap and labor is cheap, and all of a sudden the dynamics of economy change. So how does immigration look at that country? If we want to bring people in, could we just have a competition on labor by removing minimum wage? Simple little things that could possibly change the whole dynamics of how immigration works, especially if all of a sudden any American can compete for the same job with no minimum wage, then the best worker gets the best wage. I don't know. So I think these are like, when you look at the micro and the macro, there's a big discussion to have. And sometimes you have to look at the whole picture. You start at the bottom, you go to the top. Thank you, Sarah, for having me up. I'm going to land my plane there, end it. Check me out at Vibe Point on YouTube. Need some more followers.
Go on over. You guys know what to do. All right. Kraut, to you, please.
Hey. Damn, excuse me.
You must have been a big dick
thanks
in
for
your
having us,
throat.
sir. Oh, come on. Hey, it's 2026. You can't discriminate. If that was my preference, I would cancel you.
I didn't
Hey, you're
discriminate. I
you're
just said there must have
17,000.
been.
No, so yeah, I think we all pretty much agree, except one person on here, that the Spain incident isn't what people made it out to be. But I am going to bring it final thoughts on the whole New Jersey thing. The left claims undocumented immigrants don't vote. Then they say it's very rare, and then it's a fact that 400 out of 6,000 people that received ballots voted, but the fact is all 6,000 could have voted. So we definitely need to keep this immigration thing under check. They're going to sweep it under the rug, but they can't sweep the 6,000 under the rug because they could have voted if they chose to, or the 5,600, should I say. But yeah, I mean, that's my final thoughts.
All right. Thank you. Spin to you.
Oh, you fuckers. You know, I opened this motherfucker up. And we might not be going anywhere. Give me a second.
Bitch, they haven't paid for this extra time. Either say something or don't.
It was a good panel. I like destroying the goat sheep shearing motherfucker and his stupidity.
Be
Yeah,
ashamed if you had any
great.
points. Sorry.
You need to pay. Love you, Sarah.
Love you too. Gibbs, to you, my friend.
Yeah, I don't even know who the matchup was. You're right. I didn't watch the debate. I was in the middle of something else. But by base, I'm assuming it had something to do with Effigy and Bones because they both seem very confident. I don't know who you'll win with. Me, I'm happy that you won. But here's the deal. That's not, you didn't argue against me. Here's the facts. This is part of a greater geopolitical overhaul that is happening for the last 40 to 50 years, right? Russia and China are becoming new powers. All this is stemming from all of this in the over a long period of time. If you think this just happened overnight in Morocco, and Morocco and Spain just suddenly started having issues, then you're fucking retarded. And you need to go study some history. Because little, guess what, folks? This is part of a symptom. This is a symptom of a greater problem. I know y'all are really struggling with the big picture, but folks, I implore you to start to research what's happening in Africa. I implore you to study up what's happening with Rwanda and the French realignment there. I implore you to maybe study up what's happening in the Middle East. I implore you to understand what's happening with Russia and Crimea and the Ukraine situation and Georgia and all these other countries, because it seems like y'all have this idea that because one incident happens, oh, it's this one thing. This is a prime example of a cultural war that is happening across the spectrum of the world right now, with the neoliberal world order falling. It's clear that we're having a multifaceted, multi-structure system where we have Russia, China, and America competing for spheres of influence. And guess what? If you don't think that's what this is a result of, then I got news for you. Open a book, study some history. This is the same kind of shit that's happened before World War I, before World War II, and plenty other times in history. That's what's happening now. It's a realignment of the powers. And so this refugee crisis is a direct result of that. This specific one right here today, it's a symptom. So I don't care what Effigy told you. I don't care what Bones told you. The fact that they both came at me cattywampus, trying to hit me with specificity of this one little specific iota detail means that they basically have no case and don't know the bigger picture. So trust in Papa, don't trust in them, and you can find me everywhere as Admiral Gibbs. Thanks for having me for the limited time I've been here, Sarah.
Love you, Gibbs. Mr. Balderson to you.
A big congratulations to Sarah for hitting 17,000 tonight and for having such an amazing show this week. Which is part of what prompted that jumping to 17,000 due to her hard work and the glowing reviews all over the internet right now about her moderation. And see, Spin, this is what he was telling you. He was telling you to shut up so we can continue on. Would you please?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. I didn't see it. Did that just come in?
It just came in.
You motherfucker.
Well,
I
I
was
do
like-
actually have to bow out, so I mean, I could.
Oh, well, then allow my all to you, Bones, and then we'll all give a big congratulations to Spin. Go ahead. Bones.
Absolutely. So, yeah, but Gibbs not knowing the specifics of this situation actually shows that this isn't a part of like some grand plan to, for migration to be the big linchpin in the next world conflict. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. This is just regional powers having a little bit of, I'd say, fun, tongue-in-cheek here, because something didn't go their way, and this is how they want to retaliate, or in this case, Morocco. So I don't know why Spin was late to this, or not Spin, sorry. Spin's catching strays. I don't know why Gibbs was late to this and suddenly going guns blazing on something that he doesn't know. And the fact that he doesn't know just shows that he was kind of talking out of his ass for everything. But yeah, and it going off of the New Jersey stuff. Yeah, not that big of an issue. Very clear it was a administrative error that is going to be patched and fixed up. Didn't seem to really affect the elections. I don't think Kraut in that case was able to demonstrate that. And then I don't know.
One vote was decided by 10.
Yeah, you can't demonstrate that the migrants actually determine the outcome. So that's the point.
10 votes decided
Yes.
a vote. Or
yes,
10 votes
you don't know what
decided-
you're assuming that they voted in a block to swing the election to some degree. That's just false. Anyways,
I don't know.
We can have
Yeah,
this.
he's
We
not-
can have
he's
this
not
discussion later.
understanding
We can have it later. Okay.
that. I'm in
We love
Jersey,
you,
bro. Trust me, I know
Bones.
everything about
Peace.
Jersey.
And also, you
Alright.
can find me
Bones.
on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, X. All the fun stuff. Discord, I guess. Peace.
Bye, Bones. And Ant can come back up now. All right, well, fucking ain't right. Spin. Say whatever the fuck you want. Tell him what the fuck, I don't know.
Put that
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
cigarette out.
I want to see nothing but fucking tomatoes in that fucking chat because all you motherfuckers bailed. Spin not only kicked off this panel, but now he's continuing it. If you don't want to let that happen again, then you know what to fucking do, right, Spin?
That's right.
Fucking ain't
I
right.
was trying to tell you to shut the fuck up. I was in the middle of doing something. No, joking.
Oh.
I love you,
Oh,
Sarah.
that's what you meant by
Oh,
wait a
shit.
minute.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
what
no, get the
exactly
fuck
what I
out of here,
meant.
motherfucker.
Hey, that just proves my point, though, that the only difference between a Dago and a Jew is Dago's tit. That's the only difference. No,
I love how everybody
it's
their
a
final
joke.
statements.
What's the difference between a Dago and a
Look at-
Jew?
Yeah,
Right?
let him sit back there for 5 minutes so he can take his sour ass to sleep
All
or
right.
something.
Well, you just
Wow.
let me know when you want to bring him back up.
5
Whenever
minutes
you're
there. I'm setting my timer.
All right, where are we going?
Well, shit, I feel like everybody just came.
I gotta say that though, when Bones said that Gibbs was talking out of his ass, I asked Bones if he knew what the #1 country migrating into Spain was. He said, "I don't know."
I couldn't answer that. I knew the answer. I mean,
I
that's
thought
not
that was- right, so,
the
I
other
mean-
issue is I can tell you the cities. We can get down to the details if we want to. This is a recurring issue that's been used against these two countries for a while, sure, but they're also part of a greater geopolitical alignment. We can look at all the different wars in Africa. We have the Great African War I, Great African War II. We have the Sudanese crisis. We have the crisis in Syria. We have all these other crises in Ukraine, and y'all are sitting here acting like countries don't use immigration as a tool to get things they want. That you just don't know history. Maybe open up history, but
That's not what anybody's saying.
Now,
We're just saying that wasn't what was going on
it is what
this
you were
time.
saying. You told me I was wrong when I came in. That
That
is what
straw
exactly what I'm
man's getting
saying.
its ass beat, man.
That's y'all the one who gave me the straw man when I came in here. I'm just saying these are the facts, and Effigy over here apparently doesn't think like that, and wants to focus
How
on
many,
this
how
one
many
specific
turned
case
around and
study.
went back to Morocco?
Which is
How many
just a
turned around and
symptom
went
of a
back
big
to
problem.
Morocco? How many turned around and went back to
It doesn't
Morocco?
matter. Is this a
Oh,
large
it
scale
doesn't
migration?
matter. Wait a
Doesn't matter.
minute. Hold
It's
on
a
now. It
symptom.
doesn't matter. Wow, here we go.
How does that
You
dispute
don't know.
anything I said? How did that
You don't know.
dispute? How did that dispute anything I said? Though, hold on.
Here you go.
Hold on.
He's such
How
a
does?
bro.
No, I just want you to answer my question. I want you to answer my question. Answer my
Why are
question.
you such
Okay,
a
I'm sure.
Why are you such a
Are you gonna answer my question? Or you keep running.
Why are you such a cuck?
Yeah, I mean, why are you such a
Why are
little
you
gay
such-
little bitch? I don't know. I mean, listen to your sweet cheeks. You're not gonna call me
In
a
all
cuck.
seriousness, bro, you're being a cuck.
I mean, I'm asking you a question. You're running. I mean,
You're
I
a
guess
partisan
who? Okay,
You're a
sure.
partisan hack.
I'm not a partisan hack. You clearly don't know the larger picture. All
Yes,
right,
you are.
let's ask you a question.
Why are you going with the narrative?
What is the narrative?
Why are you going with the narrative?
The
instead
narrative.
of actually
What narrative? What is the
expounding
narrative?
upon
What
the
is
actual
my narrative,
data?
which is the factual history of the
How
world?
many went back?
It doesn't matter how many went back. That's not
Oh,
my
it doesn't
point.
matter, right?
What
It
is my
doesn't matter
point?
that
What is my point?
37,000
37,000.
didn't
So
stay.
37,000 moved from point A to point B in a short period of time. Is
And
that
then
correct?
realized that nothing was happening
Oh,
there.
short time and
there was
large
no
group of
actual
people.
event,
So that's a
nothing
large
like
migration
that. They
event.
just went back.
It's a large migration event, correct? Yes, that happened in a short period of time.
37,000
Yeah.
decided to go back.
Sure. Yeah. Is that true? Yes, it
Decided.
is.
Go
Decide.
back.
Sure.
That's not
Mhm.
migration, sir.
Yeah, oh,
There's
it's
something
not.
else going
People
on there, but
moving
you're
from
not
one
looking
area
at
to another. Oh, it is something else going on. You're absolutely
something
correct.
else.
It's the something
Right,
else
not
I've been trying to
migration.
describe to you.
These
brother.
people didn't go
But
to Spain to
You
stay.
don't even know
That's
what my point is.
migration.
You're arguing against the ghost.
Migrants
You don't even know what my
stay
point is.
where
What
they
is my
go.
point?
That's
Steel
what
man my point.
migration is.
Steel
You
man my
understand
point.
how
What is my
migration
point?
works?
What is my point? Do you even know what my point
Yeah,
is?
what is the
What are you
beast
arguing
do?
against right now?
What does
What
the beast
what is that? Okay, do you even know what you're arguing against right now? What is this? What is this? What do you think this is proving?
What is migration? bro?
What do you think this is proving? What is my point?
What
Let me
is
ask you what my
migration?
point. Do you know what my point is?
What is migration?
It's at any time a large number of people move from one area to another in a short period of time.
People?
People, animals. It could be animal
Animals do
migration.
it?
It could be
Why do they do
birds.
it? But why?
Well,
Why
that would be a litany of reasons.
To
Which
habitate.
to
habitate.
Oh,
Right.
so really, to
Live
habitate.
in that
Oh, okay.
area.
How about
That's
feeding?
what migration is.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It's not
So
just like a
they live there.
vacation. You don't just go
Oh.
somewhere and all of a sudden
Okay.
you migrate.
What is your
there,
point?
bro.
Once
That's not
again,
the way it
what is
works.
once again,
Okay?
that is not the point that I'm
If
making.
I go to
what
an
point am I
event,
making, Clay? Do
I
you
didn't
understand?
just migrate
Okay,
where
I've
the
answered all your
event was.
questions. It's your turn to answer mine. What
These
is
people
the
were
point that I'm
moved
making?
Just like you.
Clay, what point am I? That's not the point I'm
bro.
making. Not the point I'm making.
You are
What's
still
the point?
about the hoax.
What is
It's
the
like
point I'm
singing
making?
crop circles
The
and
guys,
believing
this is
the
what we
aliens
call
run
running
there,
at
bro.
its
Why would
finest.
you do that?
He will
Why
not.
would you
He
just
cannot.
do
He
that?
doesn't.
Why
One.
would you
I don't know if he
do
doesn't
it?
understand the point I'm making. Or two, if you're running.
I'm just telling you, you gotta do it,
Cool.
bro.
Don't give a
It's
shit.
not my
What
fault.
is my point? Do you know what my point is?
I looked into it
Okay,
before
what-
I came
that's
up
not what
here
I
to
asked.
talk
Not
about
what I
it.
asked. Not what I
And
asked.
found
What is
out
the point
there
that I'm
was just a
making,
bunch
Clay?
of kids
What is the
thinking there
point
was
that I'm
something
making,
going
Clay?
on there. They
Clay,
weren't actually
what is
trying
the
to
point of-
migrate. In other words, to go
This is
live
called
in
running
Spain.
at its finest. You refused to answer the question. What is my point, Clay? What are you arguing against? What have you said that matters at all in relative to
You're
my
partisan
point?
hack.
Okay, that's cool. You keep saying that. I'm still asking you a substantive. Here's a substantive question because you will have these opinions. I want you to verify and prove that you understand the point that you're making. Okay, it's real simple. What is my point, and why is anything you have to say disprove any of what I said?
Your point is that you want to paint a narrative that
Oh,
immigration is a
yeah.
problem, or
God,
there's this
that was
geopolitical
it.
thing happening that essentially I
What
don't
is the
really give a
geopolitical-
damn
Oh,
about because that's over there. That's
Got
over there. Fuck them people. What are you doing, bro? You're a partisan hack
Got
for
it.
them people over there instead of worrying about what's
I
happening
have
here.
verifiable history results. Yeah, because things that happen outside the world affect America.
If immigration's
I
an
think that's
issue,
pretty
it should
common
be an
knowledge.
issue here, right?
It-
Why are
it
you
is an
worried
issue
about
here.
immigrants over there? Like
It is an
somebody
issue here,
crosses
right?
the border and
It is an issue here.
and all of a
This is
sudden
a-
you're like, oh, I'm up in arms. All these people, they
I'm
crossed
mad
the
about.
border.
I'm mad about it there. I'm not. You do know that I'm saying that it's a problem there. It's a problem here. It's a global issue that's,
So that's my
happening
problem with
across
you,
different
Gibbs.
groups.
You're a partisan
Oh,
hack. You're
I'm a
trying to
partisan
say
hack.
that
Got it.
their problem is our
You
problem.
do realize
It's
I
not.
have verifiable historical like
not.
things to point to, like over extended period of times. I can point to patterns.
not my
I can point to
problem.
events. It's not your problem. Because these things don't matter to you because you don't actually have a substantive opinion. You just say, "Oh, it's a partisan hack," and you have no basis for your belief system.
Oh.
I'm giving you
What was my
actual.
point
Or,
then? My point then.
what is, you said your point. I'm partisan hack painting the narrative. That's what you just said.
No, that
was your-
wasn't my point.
And then there's a small amount of people
See,
that's
I
already
know
been mostly
your point.
removed.
Your
You've
point
already
was
said this
a
several times.
geopolitical move that has happened many times.
Whose dick's bigger?
It's definitely. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm still correct here. That's all that matters. I don't give a shit about dick size. I care about
You
being
are
right,
correct in your
and
own
I am
mind,
right.
sir. Lean upon your own understanding. Yes,
listen,
this is the way that
you
works.
can take the guy with that information, or you can take the guy that has
Hold on. Shut up
cogent
for a second.
points.
Shut up for a second. Vince Wilson and Duh Emperor are both backstage.
Yeah, get
Two
Vince in
favorites
line.
of mine, by the way. But fucking A right. Somebody get Vince's ass up here.
You can't put Doghouse
now.
on here. I can't believe he changed his name.
Effigy
That just
and
pissed
Get Vince
me
in here
off.
so I can argue with someone that actually understands the point that I'm making. That's what we need right here. guys.
And I just want to interrupt between your guys' little dialogue going on here.
Hold on. Spin just paid $100 to keep all y'all arguing. So shut up when he talks for a second. What was that, Spin?
Effigy and Ant. You want them both? You got them.
Ooh, shots fired. I love it when I get what I want, like a spoiled little bitch.
Dang, thanks for looking out, Spin. I was watching your episode. I was watching. You guys were talking about some radical stuff up there, man. You guys go into the rabbit hole. I love it. I love it.
Isn't that wait a minute, Sarah? Isn't that the norm on the Gauntlet? We go down the rabbit holes.
Oh, I
mean,
love the rabbit
fuck.
holes. I love holes. Lots of holes.
Me too, especially when Sarah's involved. Let me shut up. All right, guys, bad joke. What's the topic? Immigration? Really? We're going there, guys?
Doghouse, I thought you told me this was a good
feel like,
place, man. What are you doing?
Hold on. We're gonna do this because this is what we want.
Oh,
Were you listening?
no.
Were you listening to any of this? All right, what did you
What's
think of
going
that?
on,
How you
Gibbs?
did, man? Hey, if you haven't already, check out Vince Wilson on a post show or full videos out on Grid's channel for the Grid Con 2. I think he's posted a version. Check it out. He was outstanding. My
Yes,
favorite
sir.
debate of the night, probably. I don't know
So
what happened to
Gibbs,
you on my
what
side.
bad takes are we giving tonight?
Yeah, we were talking about immigration. They were telling me it's not part of a greater geopolitical issue, or at least I guess they didn't understand it. What do you think about the crisis in Morocco? Do you
I think the immigration crisis is really like a little bit overstated. That what we're seeing right now. Thing that's going on with the Morocco and Spain thing. It seems like it was a few bad social media posts that ended up leading to it. Nothing real serious, and it seems like it's pretty much already over as quick as it started. So that's what
my argument is. I won't even deny it. My argument is this is a symptom of a larger geopolitical struggle between rearranging powers. We have the Great African War, we have Sudan, we have the Mideast. All these crises are causing mass migration. Morocco is one of these countries that's having migration issues, and this is part of the symptom, and that's why there was this kind of back and forth between Spain and Morocco. And I'm not saying that's the specific cause of all this, but I'm saying this is part of a symptom of a larger shift worldwide on immigration policy one way or the other. Would you agree with that kind of sentiment with this cultural fight that's occurring?
I don't think that the cultural fight. I think again, like this idea that the immigrants are coming over here to try to like start some kind of a cultural divide is just hysterical to me. It's also the same thing that happens.
But you would agree that it's a fight right now.
Immigrants are coming over here for Democratic voters.
No, I'm not saying whether or not you agree with what the narrative is. I'm saying you agree that right now there is a large fight worldwide, and this is just the latest example of people
Sure,
using
in
immigration.
far right-wing spaces it is.
Oh, far right-wing spaces.
I mean, it's the truth. Am I wrong?
You know, it's
The
crazy
far-right-wing
when far right
spaces.
spaces
Have you
are the
seen the
normal
rhetoric
spaces
that
for
they've talked
everybody
about
else.
when the migrants? How the one of the big talking points I saw recently was how the United Kingdom, where they said that it's now a majority Muslim country, and they try to use that to try to get
Have you
push their
seen London?
Islamophobia onto
Come on,
everybody.
brother. They're like, I just saw a guy get his
Have you
head
seen
chopped off the other
London?
day. Yeah, it's crazy. They're having all sorts of problems. Have you seen all the sex
What
crimes? How about, did you see that the gang GR report that came
So
out?
wait, so to be clear, are we saying then now that it's because of the Muslim population
saying
moving in
that-
there and that they should now ban the Muslim, which by the way is also really ironic too, because there was also the United States where Donald Trump tried to do the Muslim ban, and we said, hey, look, it's the Muslim ban, and he said, well, no, it's just a
It's the
few
enemy countries
countries
that
that are in
hate
the
us.
Middle East.
Yeah, but it wasn't a blanket Middle East ban. Like Saudi Arabia could still come for a while. They got banned right after we talked about that thing.
If the argument is
So it's
that the
obviously not a
Muslims
Muslim
are
ban,
coming
it's just certain
into
Muslim
UK
countries.
and causing all these issues, then wouldn't it perceive like isn't that the argument that they're making then is that they would want less Muslims in there, which would lead to a Muslim ban?
I mean, sure. I mean, if that's what's good for your country. Like, why? Okay, let me make this argument. After you made this argument earlier, he said, oh, well, we can't compare ourselves to Switzerland, who's a homogeneous, one fucking race group like city-state, right? Because, I mean, Switzerland's basically the size of a big city, probably smaller than Houston at this point, but we can't compare ourselves to that. But so UK, which is similar, hey, they can't compare themselves to that. Oh, okay. So it's fine. It's just like, it seems like you'll use this argument when it's convenient, really. Like, it's fine when it's like, oh, can't use it with the U.S. We're a plurality state. The UK has not always been a plurality state, and now they're having this issue, and suddenly, when they want to protect their culture, it's a problem, but when Switzerland does it, it's totally fine. Or when the Nordic countries do it, it's
Let me
totally
be very
fine.
clear. Do you think the United
This
States
is-
is like there's been a rising
This is a fake
trend in
outrage.
crime throughout the world since COVID took place?
I don't think.
And so the whole argument that Donald
Yeah,
Trump is
but
saying
the
that he needs to
refugee
go into these
crisis.
blue cities, it does nothing to do with the immigration that's coming in.
I mean,
right?
anytime
This
you
is
have
a
refugee
correlative
crisis, you're
factor,
going to
if
have
anything.
crime. That's just the birth of war. That, like, if there's war and you have mass refugees, there's just going to be crime. Like, in general, that just happens. Like, of course there's going to be more crime. That's
So they're
nothing to do with
leaving.
Trump.
So to be clear, they're leaving their war-torn country to go to another country to rob and take away from
No,
it. I'm
they're going to
confused.
survive, brother. If I have no money and I'm forced to go to a country where I don't know anybody and I have nothing else, it doesn't surprise me that there might be more theft. It doesn't surprise me if there's cultural differences that lead to crime, especially
Do we
if
have
you're
any
from a country.
statistics to show that it was these migrants that are actually
yeah, you
coming over
can
there
look at
committing
why don't
crimes?
you go look at the report in the UK? That was a really damning one. That just came out.
Report in the UK. Which report in the UK? I'm
But
trying
what
to
about this
ask you.
giant, like, GR ring that just occurred? What group was that? Are we just going to pretend? This is like when the gyms go, oh, it's a white guy, and his name's like Muhammad or something. Like, what? Like, you know, like,
That's what you're
you'll
doing.
do this all the time. You know, just, no, we're not. These are, like, verifiable. If his name is, like, Asif, and he's an immigrant from Syria, that's a lot different than, oh, if his name is
Well,
Muhammad
wait,
Abdul,
how do you
and
know he's
from
an immigrant from Syria? You're just assuming.
we
based
know
upon
that the
his name
GR
he's an
report was
immigrant from
terrible.
Syria.
Go look this up. Like I don't have all in front of me, but they were all Islamic individuals. There was an Islamic like GR ring in the UK.
How do you know they're Islamic?
Because that's what the report said.
The report said that they're an Islamic, they're an Islamic person from Syria who ended up doing this. I don't know. I'm asking you. I genuinely don't know this answer. I'm just asking you because I don't. To me, again, this is kind of reminds me of the idea that like there's somebody with a Muslim-esque name, and somehow that means that they're now Middle Eastern-esque name, and now that they're somehow Islamic because of that. And then on top of it, they're saying that well,
you just
this
don't
is-
know
these
about
are
this. Like
immigrants.
this is a huge story. Like that was just recent.
Which I'm sorry, I don't know which story you're talking about. And again, even if it was true, even if it were true, to grant you that
So
to save us time,
15%
even
of
if
the
that were
crime in
hold on,
London
Gibbs,
is
even if that were true,
immigrants.
even if that were true, one example does not speak for the thousands of other people that claim to have been migrating to the United Kingdom. So are we now to say that-
How many issues does it have to be before a country decides they have the right to defend themselves? In whatever manner they
Wait,
see
so the
fit.
country has the right to defend itself.
So
defend
okay,
itself in what
so
regard? What do you mean?
Switzerland, the argument earlier is they're homogeneous fucking, like homogenous fucking, I don't know why I keep saying it the other way, homogenous fucking society with this one fucking race, right? They're like all Swedes or whatever, right? Okay, why is it fine for them to protect that, but for the UK, they can't make a policy saying we want, Brits to be here? Why is that any different? Like, here's the other thing, we can look at the crimes, and we have verifiable examples where immigration has increased crime in this country, which is is much different from what's happened in the U.S. comparatively. I'm just saying it's totally different situation. These are drastically different cultures where they're coming to fight. It's like the Barbary pirates versus the Europeans now. Like, it's the same thing. It's 200 years later.
It's a cultural issue then that they're coming over from the Middle East, where they're usually, by the way, this is one big misconception, is that the Middle East tends to be individuals who are less generous. In fact, they're actually very generous to those who come to the country.
The people that are refugees are like economically desperate, and if you're economically desperate, poverty leads to higher crime rates. Does it not?
Can somebody who's economically say that again? I'm sorry.
So I think most stats would agree that the leading cause for crime is poverty. And if you're a refugee from a war-torn country where you had to leave with all
This is correlative. This is not necessarily positive. Just because somebody comes here doesn't have enough money doesn't mean that they're going to resort to stealing.
No, but
in fact, the argument that's made by the right, the arguments made by the right is that when we look at what's going on with South American migration coming into the United States, the argument is that they're going straight to work in the fields. And then the argument made by the right is that you're for now all of a sudden slavery. It's like, what do you mean I'm for slavery?
I said it was different with Latin American immigration. We have had the cultural difference.
So it's different with Latin America. Oh, yeah. So they don't. So only the Middle East, they don't want to work. They just want to steal in the Middle East. But in the South American countries, they want to work.
Well, we can look at the crime differentials. I mean, that's just fact. Like I mean, I'm not saying they're all doing this.
Crime differentials with what?
The crime differentials in Europe versus with mainly Islamic and Northern African migration versus what we've had with Latin American immigration in the United States. This is one of the biggest talking points on the left is how little crime immigrants to the United States commit, and most of those, because of proximity, are Latin Americans. This is a major one. However, when you look at Europe, we find over and over again in all these European countries, maybe it's because they're war torn and they're suffering from oppression, or more willing to commit acts of violence or commit acts of crime. The percentages are just higher. This is undeniable true statistics. I don't know why you're disagreeing with that.
What statistics? What statistics show this? And again, even if you were to see higher crime rates, it seems like you're only presenting correlative factors. Again, crime rates across the globe have been going up since COVID.
Because of what? Because of poverty, right?
Well, there's a lot of arguments as to why it's been going up since COVID. One of them is that people have been kind of cooped up in the house, and there was also the fact that they were the inflation's been going up,
which is poverty, right?
Not necessarily poverty, but economic conditions could end up leading some people to
how about PTSD or like suffering from violent repression? Are you more likely to lash out if you've been suffering from, I don't know,
if you're suffering from PTSD, but then it would be the onus would be on you to prove that individual is suffering from PTSD.
Okay. And would you just say if you're coming from a culture of violence? Sure. If you're just, are you just saying you've been suffering violence?
Even if you're able to pull up like a couple, I don't even 100 crimes. I don't know that you can even sit there and say that the thousands that are actually migrating to Europe are causing a massive issue. Comparative to what the actual population of Europe.
So Vince, I want to ask you a question, kind of based on what you and Gibbs are going back and forth on, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, kind of bring it back to the original point of this mass migration to Spain, right? We all I think conceded on this panel that was pretty much just media hype and nonsense, right? These guys were not coming to come to the country. Maybe. Okay. But let's just say it was. I'm just going to concede it was. Now, if we had the same scenario of a bunch of Canadians coming to North Dakota to party, there'd probably be no news story. But if we had a bunch of Mexicans that came to California to have a party, even if they were all planning on going back, it'd probably be big media sensation, correct?
Yeah, called Coachella.
Generally speaking.
Right. So here's the point. The point is the media is going to record what they believe and what society is consuming on their biggest concerns. So America's not concerned of a bunch of Canadians coming into America, but America is concerned, whether it's right or wrong, right? This is not a statement
can I ask you a
whether
question?
It's right or wrong.
Are
it's
you
a statement
reducing this to clickbait?
Let me just finish this. It's just basically saying that if this happened in Spain and it became a big media deal, then there's probably a bigger picture in Spain where there actually is some animosity within the population about Moroccans, even if this particular thing was not a mass migration. And I think this kind of goes to Gibbs' point, saying if we look at history, there is something going on here, even though this wasn't an incident, this is a reflection of the society.
I want to split hairs.
I can
Did
agree
you
with
hear
that.
Did you
To
hear
an
that?
extent.
Dad? He's got animosity.
It's the same thing with Europe, right? So I mean, Vince was
Animosity, I
saying,
got you.
like, there's not as many Muslims coming into the UK as everybody's saying, but if everybody's making a big deal out about it, then the
Who's
people in
everybody?
the UK, well, the media,
Come on,
right?
don't
If
do that.
Right-wing
there's
media?
these stories,
Right-wing
if
media?
these stories are rising and they're becoming
Where
presentable,
are they rising? That's
Hold on.
important. If it's
Let
rising,
me-
because where this is rising
Listen, y'all
predominantly
don't get
is
to
in
not be
right-wing
mainstream media just because like
Hold
y'all
on,
are
let me
losing
get
now.
in
Like,
here.
y'all
So I
are the
can ask
mainstream media.
Sarah
Y'all
some
realize that.
things real quick. Sarah, because you have this confused look on your face where you can understand both sides. You see where they're coming from, but it's not quite matching up. And I'm getting the same feeling. I'm not going left wing or right wing with this. You're muted. by the way.
Amateur.
Yeah.
Still can't hear her.
Sarah, you're muted. Yeah.
Sarah, what's wrong with your mic? You're not. We can't hear a fucking word you're saying.
Uh-oh.
Still dead.
Nothing.
No, we can't hear you. We can read your lips though.
While she's still figuring that out, I'll split hairs here. Is
The
Crank?
best kind of
Well, let me ask
Yeah,
the question then. Let me just
Hold on a
ask the
minute.
question.
Let me get this real quick.
And then you can answer it. All right. So my question is, okay, it's not about right or left. It's about the
Nothing,
deeper
Sarah.
theology that's behind it, the mindset.
No.
All right.
No.
When I'm going to the mindset, I'm thinking, look, the people that are present and they live in that area, this is their community. This is what they're used to. When people from a foreign nation just come in droves, it can disrupt that actual mental of the people around and the theology that they live by, which is their culture. It can be disrupted by an outside culture, which could breed something similar to civil war. And this is what we're looking at, but this is a small scale of it. It's not necessarily right or left. It's not being a light shined on anything. This is just the symptoms of a disease, which is we aren't getting along.
All right. I
yeah,
got two
and you're
things here.
100% right. And when you said right or left situation, it's not even a right or left. It's a right or wrong, right? So some people are like, this is wrong, this is right. Both sides could be right, but their views and the assimilation of the cultures is causing something in the locals' hearts that make a news
friction,
story like
yeah.
this become a news story when it's not a news story. And that was my whole point about Canada and Mexico. Canada would be a non-news story because it doesn't stir anything in Americans' hearts. Mexico, that's a news story because that stirs something in people's hearts, whether it's right or
Fuck
wrong,
Canada
right?
also.
And so
Go
we
ahead,
have to look at the
Balderston. I see you
sociology
over
of it.
there.
Hold
I
on.
see you thinking
Sarah,
on it.
Is your mic working now?
I think so.
Yep. we can hear you now.
Ah, there
Yeah,
we
we
go.
can hear
That's
you.
weird. It just like completely went out. I wanted to sing happy birthday to Mrs. Hot Wheels. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mrs. Hot Wheels. Happy birthday to you.
She's laughing at the Mrs. Hot Wheels.
That was actually pretty nice. You should do some country.
Aw. Anyways.
Hold on, Sarah. Say it again, honey. Did you
You're
hear?
welcome. You're very
Okay.
welcome. Oh,
So
goodness.
Vince, if we correlate kind of like the news sensationals and all the mispropaganda that I actually agree with you on, right? And correlate that with some of what Gibbs is saying, where if we look at history, when we actually have those correlations, there is an actual problem, right? So I'm actually saying you're right and Gibbs is right. And if we actually can correlate, and I know you're like, these are false correlations, we can actually correlate that through history and what we're seeing now as being something, whether it's true or not, as a social symptom within that country.
I mean, I would agree. You know, when the news media covered J6 and they covered it from different angles, the mass amount of media coverage meant that there was a serious problem with January 6th. Would you agree?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Before we get January 6th, go to Tiberius. I want to get
From the
Tiberius.
Can I bring something
before
more
we-
relevant
Go-
up? If we look at the Bible,
let's
mass
just move the
immigration
goalposts from
was
what
in
we
the
were talking
Bible
about to
all
something
through the
else.
Old Testament.
I'm using
And we
your
see the
own
effects of mass
premise.
immigration.
Do I need to
Look
No,
at
that's
what
fine.
happens in the Bible, in the Torah. Look at what happens in the Quran. This
Oh,
is the
Vince and
effects of mass
Admiral Gibbs
immigration.
look like they're kissing. They were both like leaning in. Aww.
Look, I can make
So,
some pay on this.
Vince, we can
There's
make
what
that
the hell
same.
are
We
you
can make
doing
that
over
same.
there? That just gave me a
correlation.
whole fucking mental picture I didn't want to have.
Do you not see that somehow the way that the news in each country presents the information is probably close to the heart of that country?
Call that a narrative.
No, I think it's closer to the heart of the audience. that's
Propaganda,
listening. It's one of the reasons why Fox
Clay.
News. Wait, this is one of the reasons, by the way, why we see a host of Fox News correspondents that are actually sitting currently in the Trump administration. It is indicative of their particular audience. It is not indicative of the general American sentiment. Just like,
That
by the
was
way,
every
you
cabinet ever.
Fair,
What are you
because
talking
you also
about?
got MSNBC, right?
Here's
That's
the
also
problem,
doing
though.
theirs,
Hold on,
and you have
hold
the
on.
people that are
Yes,
going towards
hold
that
on,
direction,
Vibe.
right?
This
It's
is
not-
Vibe.
Fox News isn't the only
problem
news
This goes
in the
back.
United States.
If you provide, you're sitting here using the news as this like general sentiment. What you don't understand is that even within the news network, which the right wing typically says this as well, is that you have a whole different zeitgeist of different kind of news sources. You have CNN,
Vince.
you have MSNBC,
This
you
is
have
the
Fox
pot-
News,
this is the
you have
pot calling the kettle black I've ever heard.
you have the Gateway
Holy
Pundit.
Christ.
So just because a
Vince.
news agency is covering these particular particular
You're
news
the
sources does not
mainstream
mean
media.
this is
What
the
are you
general
talking about?
American sentiment.
Vince, that's since
No,
the
no,
dawn of
hold on,
time,
hold on.
Vince.
No,
Everything
actually-
you're saying, Vince, is absolutely true, but that's since the dawn of time. All of our administrations have been corrupt, all the way back to the beginning. Every single king, which is why America was established, to get out of the monarchy so we could actually try to make a choice. This was still under some corporate fishy ass bullshit anyway.
Yeah, and Vince
My
got
argument-
it 100% correct. Vince, you got it correct 100%. MSNBC is reporting one way, Fox is reporting another way, because this is something that is serious to the left and right of their heart. Whether it's actually important or not, because probably I'm guessing, Vince, you don't actually trust the news. You probably investigate, just like I do. I don't trust the news, and I don't believe in those narratives. But the general public does trust that news, and they'll go to their news source, whether it's left or right.
No. You did no, wait,
Okay,
you
go
just
ahead.
did something.
Go ahead.
You just don't vibe. You just did something really weird because you just did this thing where you're like, listen, just like the Fox News is going to appeal to their right wing audience, and the left wing is going to. Then you came back and you're like, then you started to do this broad generalization, saying that the news is speaking for the American people. It's like, no, because the news is not like singular. There's
No, he's saying
multiple
the
different kinds of
American
news
people
sources.
generally believe the news, which is why you're getting your information the way you're getting
It doesn't matter which one I believe. It doesn't matter which one I believe. If
There is
it's
no
right
data
or left.
indicating that the
no.
average American
The
believes the news.
American
That is not-
people don't believe the
One at a
news. They
time.
believe the propaganda. That's
Very-
where the problem starts.
Very
That's what
simple.
the
It
news
doesn't
is
matter what
spouting, though,
side
propaganda.
of the propaganda I'm on. If there is a societal issue, the news is going to report on what the majority of society feels close to their heart, right? Now, I'm not saying, I would say pretty much most of the news, whether it's the left side saying it's right and the
I don't know,
right
Vibe. You're
side
losing
saying
me
it's
a little
wrong,
bit.
it doesn't matter. But they're both reporting it, and they're both reporting their sides because it's something that touches that country's heart. Doesn't have to be America.
Or
It can be
are
Spain.
they trying to influence America because they know it
Hold
can
on.
touch their heart?
This is insane to me.
is,
This is
Vibe?
like the idea that the news is only covering what is ideal to the American's heart. Okay, then by that, like this is what I don't understand is that the news covers things that are typically going to be like major events. So, for example, Donald Trump going into Iran. That's a big event. It's a major event. Now, we're going to have different narratives upon that. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is an issue that is dear to that particular nation's heart. Rather, it's a major event. Now, so
how
for
they
example,
report it, though.
when we talk about immigration, right? You could say that immigration as a general issue is maybe a topic, right? But that particular issue of, say, for example, or the Morocco and Spain incident, right? That was a major event because of the magnitude by which we were seeing that happening. Not so much because it was a dear issue to
That only happened to
particular
one
country's
city.
heart.
What do you mean?
So you're
magnitude?
saying
that
in
was one
Spain,
city.
you're saying in Spain that everybody loves the Moroccans. They don't feel like there's a issue with immigration. And some news guy just said, you know what? I'm going to make an immigration problem today. That's what you're saying.
No,
I think this wouldn't have been able to be an issue if there wasn't already a
So, okay,
historical
if
precedent.
something on the
That's what I'm
talk
saying.
of
What I'm
tick,
saying is it was already an issue within the Spaniards' hearts. Otherwise, the news wouldn't have picked it up and made it what it wasn't.
Here's a better
Do you
question.
think that the
How
news
many
picked it up
women
because
and
there was a
children
mass
did you
rush
see in that
from-
video? How many women and children did you
This
see
is-
in that video? That's the good question.
I think it's a total fake news story, right? I don't think it's even relevant to have even been reported, to be honest, right? But there is something happening in that country that made the news organizations make it relevant and feel like it was relevant to Spain.
Well, no, there's already an ideological
the
battle going on in
relevance,
Spain because they
was the
themselves are dealing with
correlation.
an amnesty
And Vince, you
thing right now.
probably agree with me. The correlation and what made it a news story, the correlation is between what just happened in the United States.
I don't think Spain cares about the migration problems in the United States. to
Poor
be honest.
Ty. He looks like he's frustrated.
I am severely frustrated, but the problem is this conversation just keeps going all around this fucking place. I wanted to bring you guys up a great example of something that was brought up earlier, particularly revolving crime rates and immigration. Are a lot of these areas and countries seeing increasing crime rates? I'm actually going to back it up. Yes, they are. But there's something that is more than just the immigrant conversation you have to consider here. One of the things here is that you're dropping people who on average are about 22, right? Most immigrants are between 15 and 30. And you're dropping them into countries whose average age is around 45 to 50. Like, we're having these problems in
Epic.
Europe. We're having massive problems in Europe because it's not just that people are coming in, it's that you're seeing like people who are basically getting ready for retirement now working with a bunch of people who don't speak their damn language, who are significantly younger than them.
Go ahead, preach, brother.
Significantly younger than them, and they've got to figure out how it's supposed to work.
And then you got to think about their military age, and they have an ideology that's traveling with them. You can't just drop an ideology just because I'm, outside the hood doesn't mean I don't know the hood. You see what I'm saying?
It depends. I'll put it in this regard. When it comes to immigrants into the United States, I largely don't worry about this. Most of these are like Catholics from Latin America.
I
These
hope
people
so.
These people assimilate great. But when there's, a lot of these folks who come into Europe who are, of a completely different faith, who come from a different, completely cultural background and don't believe in normal things that we, have gotten to, such as
Amen.
freedom of religion and freedom of the press. Yeah, I'm 100% behind skepticism and 100% behind, hey, should we consider these people?
Did you guys?
Yeah, but doesn't that?
Did you guys hear the Oxford conversation
Tiberius.
about the West? Should the West have the right to be skeptical of Islam? To be
Yes,
suspicious? I mean, I
abso-fucking-lutely.
watched that too. Hey, all right, so we're in the same boat.
So let
probably.
me jump in on this.
Go ahead.
Real quickly, I'd like to say that the Moroccan example, though, doesn't fit that because southern Spain does have a heavy Muslim population already. So it is more akin to like the southern United States and Mexico and how they have like a cross-cultural kind of contamination in a way.
Yeah.
So it's not really the same as like a bunch of Muslims going to like France or something like that. So
There's already a bunch of them there too.
There's almost every one of these countries has a weird exception. Like France has the former French Empire, which a lot of the elites of that former empire moved into France when it collapsed. So their issues are different than Spain, who have a lot of people flooding in from Morocco.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing, though.
I said
Here's
this in
my
chat
thing.
earlier as well. Former
Go ahead, give
empires
us your
don't
thing.
get to decide to be ethno-states again. Like that's just not how history works.
Go ahead,
Like,
Spin.
When you
Go ahead.
go out and like take most of the world over, those people, while you're an empire, always funnel back into your country because of what you did when you took them over. That you can see this with Britain, with like the Indians, and all kinds of other people. So once you're done with that, once you're not an empire, you don't get to decide to be an ethno-state again because of what you did as an empire.
Have you noticed that Britain's elites are now flooding here because Britain's collapsing? It's fucking hilarious.
America's the best,
What-
so
what
let's
is it
protect
doing?
it.
Wait, what is
No, I'm
happening?
gonna say
Wait, what is happening in the UK?
we got problems.
What is happening in the UK?
UK is not in a good spot right now.
Oh, why is that?
no,
Is,
it's
is
not.
part of that
I'll-
a mass
I'll-
immigration event occurring?
It's 1,001 reasons, Gibbs. It's not.
Well, they're trying to bounce back,
It's part
though.
of it.
Hey,
How
they're making
convenient.
moves right now.
Oh my
Look,
lord!
All right.
They're trying to bounce back. You know what I'm talking about, Ty. They're trying.
I
don't take a while.
You had one up here just a minute, like 30, 45 minutes ago, or was it like 2 hours ago? That guy who's complete lib, whatever you want to call him. But the thing is, he's kind of a doofus, but you know what? That's the British culture. There are a lot of doofuses, bro. What can we do about that?
There's
Nothing.
a lot of doofuses here.
Here's my
Hey,
thing.
just give him some football, little rugby.
Look,
Some
I was
tea.
gonna. If I was European, I don't know what I would do because they're in a really
Motherfucker.
shit. They're in a really
Yeah.
shit spot.
They don't have any guns. What can they do?
No, that's not the real issue. Their real issue is that Western Europe had a baby bust in the 1980s and they never recovered from it. Like there is no millennials in Europe compared to.
Actually, I think guns is the real issue. Let's take a look at this. Why do they want to take American? Hold on, no. Why do they want American citizens not to have guns so bad, especially guns that can defend you in a serious situation? Why would they try to limit our access?
We've
to
seen
guns
what Europeans
if
do when they
were
have
not
guns. They go
afraid?
marching through Poland and invade Russia. Like, let's
Is
not
my
do
mic
this.
working?
Really, bro? Really, man?
Look,
but yeah, I get you.
I will happily actually relevant to this topic. I will defend the American Empire if anyone ever wants to debate that with me.
Okay, bet.
But-
Bet. We're on the same team. All right, bet.
But anyway, yeah, when it
Team
comes
America.
when it comes to immigration, I think they're in a horrible fucking.
Sarah, is my mic working?
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
You gotta elbow up.
Yeah, I think they're in a terrible position, and a lot of it is of their own making. So I get to point and laugh, haha, fuckers. But on the other side of that is, what do you do? Because your country is now full of 50-year-olds. You don't have a future of your own people. So do you immigrate a bunch of people? Hopefully they assimilate and then carry on to the future, or do you figure out how to be the real life human equivalent of the fucking Eldar? Because that's where they're going.
I think their biggest problem is their teeth. They would probably not have the baby crisis if they would just simply take care of their teeth. Like kissing somebody with bad teeth is just horrible.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
God damn.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that specifically, but I just want to bring this to
Here's my thing with the whole
Go ahead, you got it.
assimilation, right? Factually, the immigrants that have come into the United States, and I know we're talking about Spain, but I'm going to bring it to the United States for a second. Half the motherfuckers couldn't even speak English. So I don't think it's I don't think it's an assimilation problem. I think it's more of cultural.
Okay.
And they're not going to understand United States culture or Spanish culture. They can't correlate it. And when things change rapidly because they cross an imaginary line and they start doing shit that they could do in their country, right? And they start doing it in the country they came from, they're a victim.
Okay, Span, let me ask you a question real quick on this same topic. Real quick. So that way we could go ahead, Boderson. My bad.
You literally just described an assimilation problem.
So let me ask you this then, Spen, because if it was a requirement that you had to know basic like child education English to be a part of to come here to America, yeah, like how babies talk. If you can't talk like a baby, then you can't be here because we can't understand you. We can understand little babies, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Boy, I
So
was
they can't
trying
baby
today,
talk.
bro. It was so horrible. Oh my god.
You know what I'm talking about, Clay? So look, if we make this a basic American requirement, hey, you got to know the
It
language
is.
or you can't be here.
It is.
Then we shouldn't have all these people over here. It's illegal at this point. You see what I'm saying? So we need to go ahead and just enforce our own laws. If I get pulled over and you're going to enforce the law on me, you need to enforce the law on them. There is no hypocrisy here. I'm not going to accept that. As Americans, we have a law. And if I'm held to it as a citizen,
there is
non-citizens, Go ahead.
and I can't remember. Maybe Clay, you can help me. But you have to be able to read and write basic English to get citizenship in the United States.
Are you sure? Because they're voting.
I think what you guys are all missing is it doesn't matter if you speak English or can read or write English. It really has to do with the assimilation that we've been talking about, right?
If you can't speak English, then you can't communicate.
every time I have this argument, it's with people that are like, hey, we all should just get along. And, I can get along with everybody. I love everybody. I agree with that. I love that philosophy. They
Man.
always forget the facts. That's
Vibe.
not how life works.
Okay, so here's the fact, Vibe. Hold on,
I would
Emperor.
have to know
Hold on,
Islamabad's
Emperor.
language.
Hold on, Emperor. Vibe. Do you remember about a year ago when the truck driver could not read? He ran into me.
Yeah, he hit me, bro. Yeah,
Now, I knew the answer. It was yes. You have to be able to read and write basic English to become a citizen of the United States.
Yeah, but my point being is,
Yes,
it has nothing to do with what you speak or what you look like or what color you are.
Not
it has to
true.
do with your culture and whether your culture assimilates well with our culture.
Okay.
Right?
What language does your culture speak?
If you have two cultures that come together, sometimes they do blend when it happens over time.
If they
But
can
when there is
understand
a
each other.
mass
Hold up. Let me
mass
just hit the big
migration
question.
of one culture into a certain area, that tensions happen. Whether they're real or not, and whether they are legitimate or not, they happen. This is a part of reality of how people, as tribes, work together, right?
Okay,
They're not
so
part of
when
my
you go to a
tribe.
different country and you can't speak their fucking language, how can you understand anything?
Would you say most tensions come from
Language is
misunderstandings?
irrelevant. If your neighbor doesn't speak and all of a sudden their dog poops in your front lawn and they go and pick it up, you're like, okay, we've got a communication there. They're part of my culture. If he doesn't pick up the dog shit and because
So I
he's
should just punch him in the
used to
face
pissing
because his dog
anywhere
shit
he
in my
wants,
yard?
pisses in your front
It's
front
always
yard.
interesting to me when
Cultures
English speakers are
clashing.
complaining about people being
Let's flip
bilingual.
it.
Language.
Let's flip it, Vibe. You're walking your dog. You're being peaceful. In their culture, they don't like dogs. You're walking your dog. He's walking past you. He kicks your dog. He kicks your dog. Now what?
Exactly. It's a clash
what?
of cultures.
There's a misunderstanding. And would you say most tensions come from misunderstandings and a lack of communication?
Thank you,
Which would
Emperor.
be
Yes.
language?
But
Language,
no, you don't
exactly.
need language. The kicking of the
How
dog
do you
is enough
communicate
language.
without language, Vibe? You're killing yourself here. I'm digging you
No,
out of
I'm
a
not.
hole.
You
You
guys
keep
don't
throwing yourself
understand.
back
It's
in
not
there.
language.
The whole fucking point is, you're right. Yeah, I described a simulation. If you are coming into a country that you have no fucking idea about the country, why come into it? Period.
Boys, I have to go. I have to go. Thanks for having me, Sam.
You're
It's
right.
been fun.
Wait. We're gonna let this slip. What culture?
Do you guys understand that all over the world?
All right, boys, we are ending. We are going to be going to bed. It's been fun. Y'all, we'll be back tomorrow. I think Sarah's gonna be debating Alice tomorrow.